If you don't understand, you get the benefit of the new vibration. Okay. So, the purpose of initiation is to bring the disciple closer to the spiritual master. The idea is that we are separated from Krishna, separated from the spiritual master. This is Bhakti Yoga, joining us. So initiation is a way of formally accepting that you're a sincere candidate for connecting with the Lord. So without that, it will be difficult, because the mercy of Guru is important. Both things have to be there. Guru Kripa and Bhagavan Kripa. We have to get mercy of Krishna and the Guru. So the Guru will give his mercy to everybody, but especially those who are serious and who take the vows. So this is initiation includes taking a vow in front of everybody, in front of the deity. So we're taking a vow. It's expected that we'll keep that vow for the whole life. So this way, it becomes a more serious subject. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna and Arjuna were very friendly. They had known each other since so many years. But when Arjuna requested to become his disciple, and then the friendly talk stopped. Friendly talks means you have idea, I have idea, we may have. But the disciple, when he accepts Guru, then he accepts, yes, I'll do whatever he says. This is the set by Arjuna. He said, now I am the soul surrendered unto you, please instruct me. So this is the mood of the disciple. He's ready to become guided by the Guru. Generally we're guided by our mind. Mind is saying, go here, go there. So when we come to a spiritual master, if we're serious, then we accept, yes, please instruct me. So long I've been instructing myself, my mind, but I haven't made a solution. I'm still wandering here in the material world, life after life. But by great good fortune, we're wandering in the Brahmananda. Brahmananda, what is that verse? Brahmananda, nobody knows it. Karna Bhagavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasad Bhai, Bhakti Latan Pij. After wandering for many crores of years, millions of years, we may connect with a bona fide spiritual master. And so, Bhagavan means the greatest good fortune. This is the greatest good fortune that we've all achieved, that we connect with the bona fide spiritual master. There's no, and then by mercy of Guru and Krishna, we can get, you can say, make progress. So initiation is important. There may be some instances where someone didn't get initiation, like Sukadeva Goswami, because he was already self-realized. But we can't minimize it. Prabhupada talks about it very often. The Sanskrit word is Inicjacje. It means it's obligatory. It's obligatory to have a bona fide spiritual master and to render service to him and to try to please him. And that also is mentioned in the act of devotion. That is done under the, you can say, heading of the Acharya. In other words, Prabhupada is the Acharya, but still, spiritual master is there. Prabhupada didn't want to stop the parampara. He came to establish it and to make it strong. So he initiated so many, and some he instructed to become disciples. So this is the process. Guru Parampara. Of course, Prabhupada is a unique spiritual master. He's the Acharya, so we can all get shiksha from him. But still, the Diksha Guru is required. He gives us a name. He can personally instruct. If we're confused, we should take help from him. Of course, we can take help also from sadhus and shastra. But still, the initiating spiritual master is needed for giving us the formal connection. We may also have an informal connection just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He was formally connected by Hare Goswami, but his spiritual connection was through Jagannath Das Babaji. So ours is a Shiksha line, but still Diksha is important. Then, as far as the chanting, we also discussed the offenses in chanting to be avoided at this ceremony, initiation ceremony. We should, you can say, refresh ourselves to improve the quality of our chanting. And now we're being formally initiated, so the chanting should be done with attention. This is the overriding offense. If we're inattentive, if we're daydreaming, if we're thinking about something else, we're driving the car and chant. No, when we chant 16 rounds, we're taking a vow to chant 16 rounds, the candidates here. So those rounds should be done with attention and with the idea of hearing the mantra carefully, attentively. Each syllable, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. So like this, we're vowing to chant 16 rounds, and we avoid offenses in the form of blaspheming devotees of the Lord, who have dedicated their lives. This is the most serious offense. The Lord won't forgive us for that offense. We have to get forgiveness from the Vaishnava that we offended. There's many instances like that. One comes to mind from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. There was a Pandit, Devananda Pandit. He was a well-respected person in Navadvip, and he was a teacher. And he was teaching his students Srimad Bhagavatam. So Gadadhar Pandit happened to be in the area, and was it Srivas? Maybe I think it was Srivas Pandit was in the area, and he heard the Bhagavatam being recited, Sanskrit. So he came in and sat in the back, and the one verse was there where it was describing how wonderful Krishna is, that even Putana came to poison him, but still he accepted her as his mother because she offered her breast. So the purport is that Krishna is so magnanimous that he'll accept any of us, even he'll just see the good service we did. So when Srivas Pandit heard that verse being recited, he went into ecstasy and went into some trance, and he was kind of like rolling on the floor in the back, right? So the students looked at, who is this person coming from outside, disturbing our Bhagavatam class? So they picked him up and they put him outside. They couldn't recognize his position. And the teacher, this Devananda Pandit, he didn't stop his students. But because of that offense to the Vaishnava, later Lord Chaitanya was bringing the Sankirtan throughout Navadvip. But he said, no, we won't go in that area because there's a big offender there, the Devananda Pandit. Because he's super soul, he knew about this. So, in other words, we lose the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is the most magnanimous incarnation, but even he won't give mercy to those who speak ill of the Vaishnavas. So we have to be very careful and not to speak ill of the Vaishnava. We may have nothing good to say about them, then better to be silent. Silence is one of the qualities of a devotee, 26 qualities. So anyway, that's the first offense. And it wasn't until later that Devananda Pandit realized his error by the mercy of Ikeshwar Pandit, and then asked forgiveness from Srivas Pandit, and then he was accepted as in the right position. So number 2, consider the names of demigods like Lord Rama, Lord Shiva to be equal to or independent with the Lord. We are monotheistic. Ishvara Padama Krishna. Krishna is the Ishvara. He is the Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He is the source of everything, material and spiritual. This is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also. Aham Savasya Parava. So we don't want to become pasandis, means offenders, to put the demigods on the same level as Vishnu Tattva. Vishnu Tattva is God, demigods are generally Jiva Tattva, or Shiva has his own Tattva, but still he's not, his name shouldn't be sung in the same way that we sing Vishnu's name. Then number 3, to this Vedic or the spiritual master. That's self-explanatory. 4, number 4 is to consider the, what is it? Huh? Number 4, speak loudly.
To offense Vedic literature.
To give some mundane interpretation?
Yeah. No, to consider the Vedic literature. What is it? Oh yeah, to offend the Vedic literature. In other words, we keep Bhagavad Gita on a book stand. So any bona fide shastra, also we should respect Bible, Quran. Because in pursuance of the Vedic version. The Vedic version is that we should surrender to God. So any literature which is telling us that we should read. Then number 5 is to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna in imagination. 6 is to give some mundane interpretation of the Lord. 7 is to commit sinful activity on the strength of chanting the holy name. So this offense is considered very serious. It mentions that if we think that we can chant Hare Krishna and then do all nonsense and then tomorrow chant Hare Krishna, that kind of chanting will never give us the result. So we have to avoid that mentality that, oh, I'm a devotee, I'm chanting, so if I commit some sin, it doesn't matter. 8 is considered chanting one of the auspicious ritualistic activities, often in the Vedas, fruit of activity of karma kanda. So it's not a fruit of activity, it's not a religious formula, it's a spiritual vibration, the holy name. 9 is to instruct the faithless persons about the glories of the holy name. And 10, to maintain material attachments. So this 10th offense also is important. We may think we can go on chanting and gradually, but we should be very serious to give up material attachments, because then our progress would be so slow. So these 10 offenses are there, and as I mentioned, we should be attentive. So I think that's enough. You ready to proceed?
Yes. So now name giving and...
Okay. So Oscar, you can come first. Come this way. Should do Okay, what are the 10 offenses? I mean, what are the 4 regular principles we have to follow?
So no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication, and no meeting.
Intoxication.
Yeah.
And how many rounds are you going to chant on the beads?
Minimum 16 rounds.
Minimum 16 rounds. You can chant more. Now, I have your name here written down, but I remember what it is. Your new name is Omishvara.
Oh.
This is the name of Krishna. Here, this is yours too. This is the name of Krishna, which is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, that he's the source of Om. So he's the Lord of Om. That's your new name. Omeshvara. Thank you. Omeshvara. I have it written if you need it. So what are the 4 regular principles?
I don't speak English.
Jakie są regulujące zasady?
4 regulujące zasady są niejedzenie mięsa, ryb i jajek, nieuprawianie hazardu, nietoksykowanie się i nie uprawianie legalnego seksu.
Very good. And how many rounds are you going to chant?
Ile rund będziesz intonować?
16.
Okay. Your name is Vyasadeva. So what are the four principles?
Jakie są 4 zasady regulujące?
Niejedzenie mięsa ryb i jajek, nieuprawianie hazardu, nietoksykowanie się, nieuprawianie nielegalnego seksu.
Okay.
Yes.
And how many rounds are you going to chant?
Ile rund będziesz intonować?
16.
16.
Your new name is Anjali Devidasi. Anjali means divine offering. Translate.
Święte ofiarowanie.
Anyway, she can look it up. Okay, what's next?
Sankalpa. The official statement of purpose. So, nalewamy wodę na prawą dłoń. Om Tat Sat Shri Govinda 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 Syam Shukha 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 Krishna Maharaj Shri Krishna Krishna Harinama Samskara Karmaham Harishyami. Wylewamy wodę przez czubki palców na podłoże.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bhavantu Amridyatam, Amridyatam, Amridyatam. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare